Hello, we're here with Bea, our #1 hero again, and today we are going to make Portuguese stuffed quahogs. There's a little tip that I wanted to give you before she goes ahead and makes the stuffed quahogs. I wanted to explain to you what is a quahog, what is a clam, so that for the rest of your life it'll all be very crystal clear to you. So this is what we call quahogs. They're hard shell. A lot of you might call these clams, but we here in New England call them quahogs because we actually have two kinds of clams. We have soft shell clams and we have these hard shell ones. So within the quahog family, there are actually three different kinds, and you'll hear different names. This is called a little neck, and you'll often see these on raw bars, shucked with oysters, and they're really, really good. But these are also, to me, they're the tastiest because they're nice and small, and they're not chewy or anything like that. This is a step up. They call this a cherry stone, and that's mid-size, also good raw. And then this is the larger size, and they just call this really a chowder clam. So this is the kind that's a little bit more chewy, and you want to cut this up and put this in clam chowder. So when you're having clam chowder, you're actually not having clams. You're not having these. This is what you're eating. Really, these are used to be steamed, like in a clam boil, or to be fried. So if you have fried clams, this is what's being used. So I hope you've learned something here today. Sometimes I'm like, why do not people understand what a quahog is? So I hope that you all watch this and learn and tell your friends.
So I'm going to put 2 tablespoons of olive oil in this pan and 2 tablespoons of butter. And this is where we're going to be sauteing the vegetables. And so we're going to do the vegetables first, then we'll add the linguica. So here goes the onions. You can choose a nice big onion. And the garlic. And the peppers. And you saute this until the onions are transparent. So then I tossed in the linguica all chopped up because the onions are transparent. And then the next step is to add the breadcrumbs and the quahogs and the spices. So now that the onions and the linguica and the peppers are all cooked up, I'm going to add it to the breadcrumbs that I have here. It's a whole loaf of Italian bread. And so I just put that on top. We're going to be mixing everything together. And these are the quahogs. And see, they're closed when you get them, and then when you steam them in water, they open up like this. So, and then I grind them in the food processor. So there are 2 dozen. So we add that to that. And then the seasonings, salt and pepper, and sage and allspice, salt, mix it up thoroughly, make sure all those veggies get in there. Then you add, this is the broth from the quahogs that you were cooking to open them up. And this is just enough to bring everything together. So it makes like a little cake. And then you use the shells to put all this inside. Kind of squish it. And that's pretty much it. We'll get the shells out, and I'll show you how we fill them. So now we're going to fill the quahog shells. And actually you can use any size you like. If you like a small amount, why you have a small shell. And there's an interesting fact about the shells. The Indians used to trade these for, you know, money purposes. So, and they used to make jewelry. So you just take a fistful, you put it in the shell, and heap it up so that it's nice and filled. And then you sprinkle it with paprika, like that. So as I say, you can use any size, depending. And then when you bake them, you can bake them in a 350 oven for 15 to 20 minutes. Or you can put them in the right microwave for 1 minute 15. If you don't use them right away, you can always just wrap them in, well, I put them in those sealed, those freezer bags, and you can put them in the freezer. And then you just take them out. Of course, you'd have to cook them a little longer because they would be frozen. But it's very tasty, as I said. And here are the stuffed quahogs, piping hot. It's always good, too, to put a little bit of butter on them. Oh, yeah. That really adds to it. They smell good. And they taste good. And there we are, our stuffed quahogs.